Hey there folks, it is me, RandomJosh, and I'm back again with another Face Mask Friday video. And I mean, do I need to say anything? Get ready for some interesting failings. If you want to know how I achieved this look, then stay tuned for pure chaotic energy. I'm sorry in advance.
Alrighty there, so we're kicking this off with, of course, priming the face. So I'm starting with my Beauty Bay blurring stick primer, and then just also using my Revolution Soft Focus primer as well with SPF. And now glue, hello. So we've got some Elmer's glue here. We're just basically gluing down the brows. So just kind of using the circular motions there to really make sure those hairs are nice and covered. And then I'm just using the a spoolie just to basically brush the hairs flat against the face and all in that same kind of direction. And I just keep going back and forward, reapplying more glue, just to really make sure that it is nice and set in stone. So now that we're waiting for the glue to dry on the brows, we can start putting some foundation on. So I've got here my Fenty Beauty foundation, and I'm just doing the lower portion of my face, and neck and ears and all the good stuff, just while we wait for those eyebrows to dry, and then we can obviously cover those up. So yeah, just making sure that we are nice and covered here. We've got to be looking stunning, of course. Let's be honest. Now the fun bit. I learnt this from Trixie Mattel's videos. Licking the glue stick for that final layer just really helps to keep it kind of wet. And then yeah, I went back in just to really make sure that they are nice and flat. And then of course going in with some Coty Airspun powder and just basically popping as much as we can on the brows. Yeah, just really packing that over them, and then brushing off the excess, and then of course going back in now with the foundation again and actually covering over those brows. So you can see it's not probably, well, it's definitely not the best brow coverage in the world, but hey, I'm not a drag queen. Anyways, moving on now to our CYO bronzing stick. Just doing our contours. This is obviously drag inspired, so I wanted to go full out with all this. And then our L'Oreal Paris concealer, and just really getting all those highlight points, and also put some more over the brows as well, just to try and see if that helps to give it some additional coverage. Now I'm coming in with that same brush that I use for my foundation. It's just a kind of buffing brush and just basically working the product into the skin, really blending that through. It always surprises me with how much bronzing stick I put on to how little it shows when I do buff it all out, but hey, we love to see the blend. And now going in with our Airspun powder again and just basically coating the entirety of my face, just to really set these creams like in place. And now going in with some blush. So this is one of my Milani blushes, and I can't remember what the shade is, but I will make sure it's down below in the description. And now onto the brows. Again, this is very new to me. I've never really drawn brows that aren't already there. And I'm not the most artistic person, but essentially we're using our Revolution pomade, starting off in the shade Taupe here, just to kind of sketch out the rough outline and where I wanted the brows, and then going in with that medium brown, just to darken the ends and kind of bring it through, just so it kind of gives it more of a gradient look. And you can see there as well, I was also using the spoolie side in the hopes, I have no idea whether this actually did anything or gave any benefit, but I was hoping that it would essentially help to kind of like blend it out a little bit, I guess. Like just trying to make them look a bit more hair-like than just 2 blocks. I mean, I think I did okay. Not the best, but it was something. And now I'm going in with the Be Perfect highlight in Do You, and just basically covering over the eyes. Obviously, as you've already seen, there's not really much of a point in doing a dramatic crazy eye because it's all going to get covered up. Yeah, and now of course the horror, the bane of my life, doing liquid eyeliner. So this is my NYX liquid eyeliner, and oh my goodness, it was a process, let's say that. I wasn't going to go too full on and dramatic really for this. I wanted them to be a little bit big, just to start it off, and then you could see there I made a boo-boo. This does not dry quick enough for my eyes. I can't keep my eyes closed. I have really awkward shaped eyes, I think, for these kind of products, but I think we made it work in the long run. But you can see I kind of was gonna just leave them as they were there and then clean up the like excess, but then I went bigger and just said screw it, let's make them huge. But yeah, now on to the lips here. So this is the MUA Makeup Academy lip liner in Agenda. So it's a nice, really beautiful red shade. I'm not really a person that wears red, but screw it, we're wearing red. And then I completely fucked up with the filming of this, but I did put on the MUA lipstick in Stiletto as well, just to top it off. Of course, setting that makeup in place with our Morphe setting spray. I mean, it's never good enough for me, let's be honest. So, rhinestone time now. Yeah, going in with my duo glue there and just basically popping the rhinestones on the face. I did that first initial one just like with a tiny bit of glue in the one area, and then I thought, you know what, this is going to take ages if I start doing them individually. So I decided to, as you can see there, block out a bit of a chunk in where I wanted to place them. And then just kind of went ham with placing them on my head. So again, I can't remember every single name of these particular stones I used, but these are kind of like the clear ones. It was a bit of a mixed pack, so they're all different sizes, but I kind of wanted the small ones just so I could get that detail in there. And you can see as well, what I'm using to apply is actually a pencil. I'm just using the back end of the eraser to, or rubber, I should say. I'm British, not American, Jesus. As that seemed to hold in the actual gems, because I was looking originally at getting one of the, I think it's like a wax pen kind of thing. But I kind of decided against it and thought, do you know what, I was either going to do it by hand with tweezers or with these, and this is what we got with. As you can see, I've done all the forehead and round the nose as well now, and we're on to brows. So for these ones, I believe it was like a petrol-y, I think they're called something like petrol coloured, because it's obviously got that kind of metallic-y oil spill look, the duochromatic feel. Now these are like the most brown shade that they had available, so I was like, do you know what, we're gonna go with it and make our brows a little bit funky-dory, because why wouldn't you do that? And then of course going over onto the other side and doing the other brow as well. And I'm sorry about the filming, it's so blurry. When I get into my makeup zone, I don't really focus on actually the filming side of things. I just try and focus on actually quote-unquote perfecting the look. As you can see, it's an interesting one to say the least. So now we're actually on to the eyes itself. So for these ones I used a iridescent rhinestone gem, whatever you want to call them. I can never remember what they're actually called, but yeah, I thought again where I was doing the highlight over the eye, just to make the eyes look a little bit different, like let's add a little bit of kind of shine and shimmer with the iridescence through the eye. Now again, where my eyes are really weird shaped, and I think I have hooded eyes. I don't fully understand that terminology, and that really confuses my life, but I believe they are hooded, which makes them really bloody difficult to do anything with the eyes. But yeah, I took that shade as well down into the highlight areas on the cheeks, just to really kind of bring that through. And now what we're doing is the blush portion. So I had these kind of like pastel-y baby pink gems, and I thought what better to do is just to whack them on, like screw it. And I think they really matched well with the whole look in the long run, because they're not like dramatically noticeable, it's just kind of like a little subtle change to those. So yeah, just continuing that through the face. It's really hard as well to work out where to officially stop. That was like definitely one of the challenges, is to work out positioning of where things should be. And now we're actually onto the contour shade. So this is a bit more of a kind of tanned orangey shade, and this is, I feel, probably where I not gave up, but I kind of said screw it with the small and went big. So these gems, I think all the other ones are about 4mm. These ones were the 6mm ones. You can see I even gave up on the pencil, because the pencil was annoying me as well, because it wasn't holding and picking them up. They kept dropping everywhere, and it was just a very dramatic mess. But yeah, going with the kind of contoury shade, I did have the small versions of these, and I was tempted to, and it probably, in hindsight, would have looked a lot better with the small ones, but I thought, you know what, we're gonna go with the big ones, because this has taken me far too long already. And now we're going over the rest of the face, so this is just where we're kind of finishing off with the clear ones. Well, not finishing off entirely, but yeah, bringing it down towards the mouth area, as obviously we've got that still to do. But again, I started using the bigger, chunkier gems. As you can see there, they look crazy. I'm not going to apologise for it. It is what it is. So yeah, now we're going on to the lips. So I did them top and then bottom. I went back to the small gems for this, because these were the only ones I got for the red shade. I do have to admit, I like how the lips looked, but oh my gosh, it was so difficult, because obviously I've glued my lips. So you literally, from that time forward, cannot close your lips without them getting stuck, and then the gems start dropping off, and then it all gets crazy. So yeah, now we're on to the bottom lip, as you can see there. So I just kind of worked on the outside line and then filled the rest in. I did try my hardest to kind of follow a pattern to make them look a bit more even and symmetrical, but again, it's so tricky to work with these like small gems in like these kind of areas and crevices, so it kind of just goes a little bit everywhere. And this is the moment that I gave up, and we're finishing off, of course, with some Morphe setting spray.
Alrighty there, so this is getting a little bit hard to talk, and my eyes feel really weird. Obviously you can see I haven't fully finished. I'm not gonna lie, I think I started this around 12ish. It's now 7 o'clock. Like, this has taken several hours of my day. It is, I mean, I kind of love it, but like, it's honestly within the vein of my life doing this. One thing I've realised is being a male, I have facial hair, and though I don't have long facial hair today, it was starting to sprout through, and in faces, especially around the chin, where it's quite prominent, and like the moustache area, it's quite like points out a lot. Those areas really did not like the glue mixing with the gems, so they didn't really stick. So like a lot of these continue to fall off. You can probably see the eyes have also pretty butchered. I mean, again, I do love the look. I think it's quite iconic. If I could finish it and do it like properly, I think if you're looking to do this, one, you'll notice as well, I started with like really small gems, and then I just ended up going with the chunky ones at the bottom. I don't really see the big deal with the chunky ones. I mean, obviously the thinner one, like the smaller ones, give a lot more precision and detail, but like for the coverage of the face, I think the bigger ones probably could have been just used on their own. Definitely not a look to be going out and about with, but I think, you know, repping All Stars Season 7, this is the vibe. But anyway, I hope you did somewhat enjoy this, a bit of a fail video to be quite honest with you. If you did, let me know down below, of course. Give it a cheeky little thumbs up, a subscribe if you want to see more weird shit like this. And I will see each and every one of you folks in the next video. Peace out, bitches.